Hello, everybody. Pre-algebra, how are we doing? We are doing great, I hope. We are starting section 2-3. That is subtraction of integers. Subtraction creates a big headache for us. So I have a trick for you to learn and make it much easier. If you have not yet written your name on your paper, please do that with your name and the date. Keep those notes dated, please, so that you know where they go in your binder. Here's the key concept. Let's jump right into things. Subtraction of integers. So we are subtracting integers. We've talked about integers in class, positive and negative numbers without decimals, right? And here's a couple examples here. 2 minus 7. If we did 2 minus 7, here's what they're trying to tell you. To subtract an integer, they're telling you to add its additive inverse. Okay, so there's a big math word. Additive inverse, think of that as opposite. The opposite number. All right, 2 minus 7, they're saying is equal to 2 plus negative 7. See how it's 2 minus positive 7? It's the same as 2 plus negative 7. The truth is you'd get the same answer in both of those problems. Okay, or the second one here in symbols, all right, a minus b. What they're trying to say here is that if you subtract two numbers, like a and b, just say they're any numbers, you can say it's the same thing as being equal to a plus the opposite of b. You see it right? It says it right there, the opposite of b. A minus b is the same as a plus negative b. Here's a really easy example. Watch this. Let's say I said, let's take a problem we know, really simple. Okay, 6 minus 2. Hopefully you know that that's 4, right? All right, watch this. 6 plus negative 2. What's that? Well, if you paid attention last week, you know that that's 4. These two things are the same. If you have subtraction, and you change that subtraction to addition and change that sign, see this positive 2? 2 here is positive. It's minus positive 2. Right here, the 2 is negative. So if you change the addition and change the sign on that number, you have the same thing. We want to use this to make our life easier. Subtraction is really confusing. Addition is really simple when we try to do it quickly in our head. So, whenever you have subtraction, please fill in the blanks here. You need to change the problem to addition by adding the opposite. I take this seriously. I've taught this longer than you've been alive, probably, unless you're one of the parents watching this. I've taught this class longer than my students have been alive, and this is one of the most missed concepts throughout the course of the year. Subtraction and the problems that it creates when we toss in negative numbers. So down here, all we're going to do is change these problems into addition. I want to make sure that you can take a subtraction problem and change it to addition, whatever it is. A minus B. All right, we're going to go A. Notice the first number did not change. That stays A. We changed the minus to plus. The B here, it's minus positive B, so we make it minus negative B. Those are the same. Okay, let's look at this one over here. 7 minus 14. The first number stays the same. Keep it. The second number, the subtraction, we change to add. The next number, since that's positive 14, we make it negative 14. Now last week, this is what we spent time on. Remember the exit slip? Remember the little tiles? 7 plus negative 14? We should be able to do that in our head by now, I hope. Look at this one right here. Negative 8. That stays negative 8. Change this sign to plus. Now you have to change the sign on that. The current sign is negative 5, so you make it positive 5. Let me show you something before I continue. I'm going to change to my red marker here. If I go back to this first one, See how it's A minus minus B? I could go boom, boom. See how I put 2 marks on my paper? Plus the opposite. How about this one? Boom, boom. It's plus the opposite. Watch this one. Subtraction, boom. Change that, boom. Notice how I made that plus. If I put 2 marks on my paper, you basically can get what it is I'm trying to show you here. All right, let's look at this one. We'll try it that way first. Change that to plus, boom. Change that to the other sign. That is the same as 6 plus positive 4. What, right? It was minus negative, so I made it plus the opposite of its sign, plus 4. 6 minus negative 4 is positive 10, as strange as that looks. That looks strange as subtraction, but here you can really see it. Let's look at this one. Negative 9 minus 10. Boom, boom. Negative 9 plus negative 10. And then hopefully you could see negative 19 in that problem. Look at this. Negative 4 minus positive 5. Boom, boom. It's the same as negative 4 plus negative 5. Please write it down just like that. Let's look at this crazy one here at the bottom of the page before we turn it over. Negative 6 minus 2 minus negative 4 minus 1. All right, that negative 6, that's not going to change, negative 6. But it's minus positive 2, so I'm going to go boom, boom. So it's plus negative 2. Here it's minus negative 4, so I'm going to go boom, boom. It's really plus 4. And then it's minus positive 1, so I go boom, boom. I make it plus negative 1. I have all addition here. That's what I want. All addition, because addition is way easier to do in my head without error. Okay, that's only a 7-minute video, but I know the next side is going to take me longer, so I'm going to stop this one, give you a break on the time here, and then I'm going to start another one to do the next side. All right, so hang on, get ready to move on.